Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain tonight. We gonna let it rain tonight. We gonna let it just like the sunrise. We gonna let it rain.
What's good, y'all, man? It's Striving to Prosper here, and today I'll be explaining the importance of having a loot frame while also showing you how to dominate the still path. That Warframe is Khora. With Khora, you can significantly boost your rewards and make the grind much easier and so much more efficient. In this video, we'll discuss why Khora is a game changer for still path and how it can enhance your gameplay experience. Some time ago, Khora had some major improvements that made her busted, and I'll be showing my build for her and to help you not only dominate the still path, but also obtain tons of loot. Now, some of y'all may disagree with that statement, and I completely understand why. Khora used to hit for millions, and I mean millions of damage with the red crits, the ribbons, the stat sticks, and that all changed with that update, but trust me, she's still fantastic, and I'm gonna show you why. Many players struggle with increased difficulty of still path, which can make farming for resources and rewards feel overwhelming. But don't worry, my baby Tennos, with this guide, you'll be leaving here 100 times better than before. So with this build, it's pretty straightforward. Corrosive projection for the aura, and I have handspring for that faster knockdown recovery speed because knockdowns are very deadly when dealing with high level enemies. If you have prime sure-footed, then you can use that instead. I was just a little lazy and I didn't feel like adding an extra farmer, so I'll just be using handspring for now. You definitely want to have accumulating Whipclaw for that extra damage stacking, capping at 350%, and pilfering Strangledome for that extra 65% chance to drop additional loot when enemies are caught in Strangledome. Prime flow and continuity for max energy and ability duration. Regular versions are fine if you're on a budget. Rolling guard for temporary invincibility and removing status effects when rolling. This can be swapped out for anything of your choice, by the way, but this is something I prefer. Extra survivability means you stay alive longer, of course. Stretch and overextended for more range, and then we go for equilibrium, so you'll never have a problem with energy. You don't need arcane energize at all. I just put it on because I just wanted to, but with equilibrium, you will never have a problem with energy at all. The same goes with Arcane Fury. You don't need it. It doesn't really add anything to Whipclaw like it used to. I mean, you might see some good numbers, but I would highly advise going for Moat Augmented, or maybe if you want, you can go for Arcane Avenger, but that's completely up to you. I would say Moat Augmented and stick with that one. And for the helmets, I went with Varuna's ability, Lyceth's Hunt, for the health orbs that will be converted to energy because of equilibrium. And if you want, you can also go with Nourish. That works just as well. Oh, and if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out, and by doing so, you help me push out more great content, and you help this video land on other people's platforms that may be in need. Now for our Whipclaw build, we're gonna go with Melee Influence for that extra electric damage. Then we're gonna get Galvanized Elementalist for that extra status damage and status chance. Galvanized Steel for that critical chance and damage. Vicious Frost and Virulent Scourge for the viral, which will damage enemies even more. I didn't upgrade it for space reasons, but if you guys have space, feel free to upgrade it. It's going to be 60/60, but you don't really necessarily need to, so I just left it alone. Blood Rush for that critical chance that also stacks with your combo multiplier. Primed Reach for extra range, and that goes really well with Blood Rush. And of course, Weeping Wounds for some extra status. Now for the Venari build, this is good to help with survivability. Prime Pack Leader for extra overguard for the Venari. Link Influence for more shield. More armor and health for Venari. Tandem Bond for combo multiplier. And Tenacious Bond for extra critical damage. For Venari Claws, it's pretty simple. We got the Shock Collar and Shocking Claws for some extra electricity damage, some status mods. Balance Posture is what I put on because I didn't have Assassin's Posture. So if you have Assassins, you can put it on. I don't think it really makes much of a difference, so go for what makes you happy. But yes, this is the claws. Now we're gonna go with Wyrm. Wyrm helps increase our survivability. Now we have Negate, which prevents status effects dealt to us every 5 seconds, and Shield Charger for increased shields. and the rest of the mods is to keep the Sentinel alive and decrease the time it takes to revive itself. Now for the focus tree, I went with Naramon to keep my combo duration up with Power Strike, but you can pick any tree you like. It's up to you. There's no right or wrong choice for this one. If you just look at each one and see what gives you what you need and what you want. And for my loadout, I'm using Strun Prime and Karnan. It's one of my favorite weapons, and here's the build. You can choose any weapon of your liking. It doesn't really matter because most of our damage is coming from our Whipclaw and Strangledome anyways, and in our Lycan's hunt for that extra health with the Equilibrium turning it to energy. Or if you have Nourish, that works too. And for my secondary, I'm going with the Grimoire to help maintain my energy. Like I said before, Equilibrium and Lycan's Hunt is a great synergy combo. You don't really need anything to help you with energy, but that's just my choice. Pick any secondary you want, but I would highly suggest putting on primary and secondary dexterity for combo maintenance. Now for my OG Tenno out there who knew how Khora was back in the day, you would usually put a stat stick in the melee spot, but that's no longer going to work. I have Magistar just for the nostalgia purposes, but I would go for Praetos because you can get more sprint speed, slide, and parkour velocity. This is good to keep your speed up. And again, pick anything you want, you don't really need it. That's everything you need to know about the builds. Now let's go to a Still Path mission to show it off. So this is pretty much how you'll play with Khora. You Strangledome an area, use Whipclaw to whip them, and then you also use Lycan's Hunt for the health, and then that converts to energy because of Equilibrium. With Strangledome casted, you're very well protected. You don't have to worry about dying often, unless the enemies are coming from different directions, but usually you want to find a camp spot that kind of keeps you safe, and Strangledome adds more to the survivability, and you just Whipclaw them to death, and look at all that damage you deal. Now I understand it's not the red crits that we're used to seeing, the millions of damage, but it's still very good. This is really strong, and the fact that it's a still path, and you can use this as a beginner, you can tweak the builds a little bit, but this still is effective for beginners. So you can get into the still path, dominate the playing field, and just make it far with this build overall. And the longer you keep this up, as long as you keep using Pilfering Strangledome and killing all the enemies around you, you're gonna gain tons and tons of loot. This is really good for helping you farm for the late game and anything that you need, like resources, materials, all types of stuff. And the Still Path is the better place to do it because it offers way more materials than normal mode. So definitely get on here with this build. Get on to like a survival, get on a like a defense, whatever, something long run, carry Khora, and just go as far as you can, gather as much resources, and you're gonna be good. And for those who have been keeping up with my tutorial videos, on the top right of your screen, you'll see that I've made a guide showing how to make platinum. And I mentioned that the Still Path is one of the best methods. This is how you can farm for Still Essence as well as primary, secondary, and melee arcanes. Play a Void Fisher Survival on Still Path and you can farm for Pine Parts, Loot, Still Essence, Arcanes, and Void Traces. And as you can see in this gameplay, it's very easy, very comfortable. So go ahead and bring some friends, or you can do it solo and go ahead and take on the Still Path. And for those of you that may be worried about the Acolytes taking you down, fear not, because Khora will handle them very easily. Let me show you. So we're waiting for the Acolyte to spawn. He's coming real soon. Okay, he showed up. Hit him with a snare. He cannot move after that. Hit him with Whipclaw. See, I hit him 2 times and you can already see that he was probably already gonna die, because if you build up enough stacks of damage, it's gonna just, the DOT is just gonna take him out. The damage over time is what ends him immediately. So technically speaking, you only need to hit him maybe twice, 3 times to really ensure the victory, but boom, easy as that. And then for the next one, we got another Acolyte coming up, you know, about to make light work of him. Like I said, all you gotta do, hit him with the snare, can't move, hit him with a couple of whips, 2 whips, like I said, boom. He could die with the DOT right there, but I decided to end him quickly. It's just as easy as that. You will not have any problems with these Acolytes, guaranteed. And as you can see at the end of the mission, if you look at the top where it says survival time, I've been in here for about 16 minutes. I left a little early, but even with 16 minutes, I got a great amount of resources. Now I do have a resource booster, but Khora still benefits with the drop chance because of the fact that more enemies have a better chance of dropping that item. So I may not have even gotten 14 without Khora. I probably would have gotten 6, maybe 8, but because I have Pilfering Strangledome that gives us that 65% extra drop chance, we're able to get 14. To wrap up, we've discussed the benefits of having Khora and how it can transform your Still Path experience for the better. If you found this information helpful, please subscribe and leave a like if you felt like I've earned it. Feel free to share your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Remember, all feedback is great feedback. And also be sure to check out my other videos for more tips on Warframe. We're on our journey to strive and prosper until we thrive. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace out, man.